I buy the dip, it dip more. I buy again, it dip even more.
You heard the brother. I have a feeling he's been buying Zen all the way down, buying the dip instead of minting, and that was his major problem. You buy the dip, you dip even more. Big problem. Let's talk P-Dai today, because as requested, someone in the comment section asked me, why are you not talking about P-Dai? So today we're going to talk some P-Dai. So stick around, stay tuned, like and subscribe. Let's get straight into it now. Pulsechain Dai, look at this. That's a major dip right here. Could be an opportunity to get in or whatnot, but listen, man, this stable coin, you know, I think it's tied to Richard Heart, bro. I'm just being honest, you know. Likely so, because a lot of people missed out the fact that he owns a lot of Dai on Ethereum. In fact, a lot of the sacrifices were done in that stable coin, and I think he converted some of the sacrifice funds into this particular stable coin. Recently, the founder of DeFi Llama, he came out with this, stating that, you know, he has drawn attention to a concerning situation in the DeFi space. What is this concerning situation? It is the fact that two of the largest holders of Ethereum Dai, a popular stablecoin, right, are associated with two external wallets. So he listed the wallets here. So collectively, these addresses hold a staggering of $430 million in Dai, equivalent to approximately 11% of the entire total supply of Dai. Remember, the total supply is like, what, 21 billion or something? 11% of that is owned by Richard Heart, because he's saying these addresses are associated with, they are affiliated with the Pulsechain and Hex, right? The founder. And that is Ricky. Now, he's saying that this could be a concerning thing. He's just worried that, you know, if Richard decided to dump this, it'll be a huge issue. But I don't think Richard's going to dump this, bro, because listen, out of this 430 million that he's holding, if you're holding Dai, the stable coin, you are earning yield on top of it. So Richard is making $21.6 million a year just by sitting on this 430 million Dai. So why would he dump it on the market when he's earning that much yield from Dai, the stable coin? Now, what people are missing out, in my opinion, is the fact that Pulsechain Dai could peg to $1. Why? Because when Pulsechain launched, remember, you get a free copy, right? Well, everyone got their free copy. Ricky Ricardo also got his free copies. So that 11%, whatever he was holding on Ethereum at the time of the merge, the copies over to Pulsechain when Pulsechain went live, I believe he's holding the exact same amount on Pulsechain. Now, a video surfaced of Richard, I think about a year ago, something to that nature, where he was talking about how the Pulsechain stable coins could be the play when Pulsechain goes live. And he explained that, yo, because someone asked him, yo, how are you going to peg Tether? How are you going to peg USDC and all these other stable coins on Ethereum? They're not going to have any value on your chain. He goes, I got a few tricks up in my sleeves. He literally said that. So he got a few tricks that could do that. And suddenly, mysteriously, you know, Richard, since Pulsechain launch, right, you've seen these reoccurring events happen. What's the first event that happened when Pulsechain launched? WBTC, boom, narrative number 1, right? The Bitcoin wrapped Bitcoin version on Pulsechain, and it just took off, boom. Who artificially pumped it? I'll let you put 2 and 2 together. When did that happen? That narrative died down. He had to go find some more people to use his chain, allegedly. Right? He's under SEC right now, so we got to say allegedly. So the next narrative after that was the fact that Pepe people, right? The Pepe holders on Ethereum, someone dumped on them. They weren't happy. The Pepe community was in shambles, and Richard decided to, you know, go over there and drag them over literally to Pulsechain. How do you do that? By pumping the Pepe forked version. You know, the copy of Pepe on Ethereum is on Pulsechain just sitting there. So he artificially, boom, allegedly pump it and tells the Pepe people on Ethereum, stop wasting your time there. This thing dumped on ETH. Come and, you know, play with it on Pulsechain. You got the exact same copy. And a lot of them listened and they made a ton load of money with it. You see that? Narratives. Now you got the next narrative, P Dai, Pulsechain Dai, because the developer of Atropa, I think, he's closely associated with Richard Hart. And that's the thing here. Like, so rumors out there saying, you know, it's Richard, he's the one behind it. They're saying, no, it's just one of the devs who's really close to Richard, because this particular dev, he worked on Pulsechain. I'm just saying, whoever it is, he has to be close to Richard Hart, bro. And if he does this, it's gonna benefit Richard Hart more. So why would he knock the fact that Dai can peg one day? So they took that narrative and they started to do it. So if you look at Dai on Pulsechain, 21.9 billion tokens, you can see that a lot of people, a lot of whales, gigantic whales, wallets, that whether or not it could be Richard, we don't know. But I'm just saying there's a lot of wallets that own this version on Pulsechain, right? This one here owns 1.98% of the supply, almost 2% of the supply, PulseX liquidity pool. And you got one wallet that owns 1.2% of the supply. So it's spread it across like the first 50 wallets that owns PDAI are gigantic wallets. These are enormous numbers, 200 million, 100 million, you know, 250 million Dai, 240 million, going down the list. You know, you get the gist, bro. But I'm just saying, you know, Atropa is like a algorithmic bot or something to that nature. It's kind of built like Zen. It's in overly inflates to oblivion. But the trick is they have this ecosystem within the Atropa ecosystem where they algorithmically trade these. Either they create the tokens, you know, pump them, take profits, pump them, dump them, take profit, whatever they're doing. It's a whole mechanic within itself. And when I looked at the Atropa ecosystem, the attention of Zen Classic came up. So Atropa is supposed to help PDAI peg. So when I seen Zen Classic, I'm like, what is Zen Classic doing in the Atropa ecosystem? Then it hit me. Zen Classic recently pumped. And everybody's Jack. Maybe it's Jack doing it, or turns out it could have been these guys behind it all along. Because remember, Zen Classic, when Pulsechain launched, Jack didn't follow up with the Zen Classic. What he did was he relaunched the entire Zen Classic and turned it into Pulsechain Zen. And now you have a almost 12 trillion Zen version of Ethereum copied over to Pulsechain that are just sitting on the blockchain. You can't mint it. The supply is capped. You cannot, you know, do anything with it. Mainly, and there's no contracts burning it. So the only thing left to do is just to treat it like a meme, and people are just pump it and take their profit. And that's what happened. That's why recently you've seen Zen Classic pumped, and people were saying it's either Jack Levin doing it or the Pulsechain PDAI Atropa community, you know. So yeah, Zen Classic is just sitting on the blockchain, not doing much. And yeah, in my opinion, I think Jack should have just, like, instead of, you know, launching Pulsechain Zen, like Zen on Pulsechain, launch contracts like DBZen or any similar contract that burns the Zen Classic supply on Pulsechain, because it's just sitting there. The supply is capped. Nothing is built on it. If that was incentivized to just burn, I don't know, at least half of the supply or something, you would have experienced one of the most magical pumps ever. So if you're holding your Zen Classic, you never know. One day a pump may or may not occur, like what it recently randomly did. So yes, that was the Pulsechain PDAI Atropa ecosystem. Now, where do I stand with this? I got some PDAI, you know, I don't have Atropa yet, but I do hold some PDAI, and I'm just buying some every now and then, waiting on these dips. Like PDAI had a recent dip last week or something. I got in. And then This week, we just experienced this, you know, this is a tropper. We just experienced another dip, this one here on PDAI. It could be another opportunity to get in. Like, if there's a chance that this could hit $1 one day, you might want to be on the right side of history. And knowing Richard Hart, he says he's got a few tricks up in his sleeve, referring to other stable coins in the Pulsechain ecosystem. So put 2 and 2 together. That's all I'm saying, right? As far as the supply is going to be extremely difficult, because remember, this is pegged 1-to-1 to the dollar. So 21.9 billion DAI means $21.9 billion. And I don't think no one in the Pulsechain has this much money yet. Few tricks up in their sleeve to pump this, maybe, but they're gonna need a lot of Atropa's help in terms of burning these Pulsechain Dai tokens. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like up the video, share it, subscribe for some crypto content. Let me know if PDAI would ever hit $1 one day. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out.